Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. Today the Crafty Secrets design team is doing a little challenge, little blog hop. So the stamp set that I'm going to be working with today is called Mouse Party. It's the new stamp set out by Crafty Secrets, and I haven't really had a chance to play with it, but I wanted to show you that. Also, the paper I'm using is from Crafty Secrets Earthy paper, double-sided paper. It's designer paper from them, and it's fun to work with. So first off, I'm going to tell you I'm working on watercolor paper. I have found out that cheaper is not always the best. So I'm going to be using Tombow markers. It's the first time I've used them in a long time. So I stamped my image with Stays On. That's real important. That because Stays On, well, it's great for watercolor techniques, so I use black Stays On. So the first thing I want to show you to do, I'm a little bit out of kilter here, my stuff's backwards, so I use a little paper towel and I just spritz it with some water. That's for me to keep cleaning my brush. And my brushes that I'm using, I'm an old tool painter. These are from Joe Sonia. One's a 2 short liner and the other one's just a 4 round. So those are the brushes I will be using today. Excuse me. I do want to show you that I like working on a technique called wet into wet. And with my round, my number 4 round, I'm just going to wet my brush with some water, not a lot. And I'm going to come and I'm just going where I'm wanting to put, let me get some water here, where I'm wanting to put my color, I'm just going to add some wet. I find it's easier, it helps me make my color spread, and I'm not going to finish this whole little image. I'm just going to show you basically what I do, not always the right way. Just helps me excuse me, get my color down evenly. I find that easier with wet. Now this is number 25. They don't have names and colors like the Copics do. I'm just basically going to go one side. This carries a long way, so you'll notice I'm just really going on the outside. Okay. Then I'm going to come back and get some water on my brush. And I'm going to do, it's called scumble, I don't know, I'm just going where I painted, and I'm just kind of spreading that out, trying to leave some white in the center, and just basically, I'll clean off my brush. Now I'm just working with plain water. Again, I'm cleaning off my brush. This is where I sprayed this with just water. So, okay, that's how fast that was with the Tombows. Now, when you're working with your darker colors, a little bit is good because it has a tendency, it will carry your color. And this is basically what I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you how I went around. Okay? And this is number 856. Again, with my round brush, you see how that's kind of spreading? That's because the paper's wet. If it was dry, it wouldn't do that. And I'm going to take my brush. Again, I'm just going to scumble. Now, when you're working with this, you're picking up color as you go. So see, I'm kind of wiping that off. I'm trying to keep my head out of the way because I don't want this red to take over the entire image. And you'll see that this just really works well. Get a little bit more water, not a lot. Again, it's just kind of moving that color around. A little more water. A little more water. plain water. I'm just going to soften that edge. And that's pretty much how I work with my Tombos. Now, I am going to tell you that if you make a mistake with a Tombow marker and it goes outside the line, well, you're not stuck. See right there, I went outside the line. If you come back in with your napkin or tissue and you just dab that, it will probably pull the majority of that off, and you can continue to work. I like Tombows. Their colors are just vivid. And I just keep working until I really get that to how let's smooth this out just a little bit more. I just wanted that yellow in there just to give it a different plain water. Lay my brush and just kind of scumble that around. It just softens the edges. I'm no expert at these. I'm still learning, trial and error. So, but it is a fun marker to work with. And just keep working it until you get the end result you like. Now I'm going to get that harder line here. Just lay right in the middle and kind of wiggle that back and forth. See how it just softens that? Now, I do have this here. Put a little water. I'm going to mat that down. Doesn't completely take it away, but it will soften. But we're going to cover that up anyway. So, basically, this is what I do with Tombow markers. Boo-boo there, but I'm not going to worry with that because I'll show you why. I'm not going to finish I'm just going to go what I do when just like with the Copics, there's a way that you need to go around your image to help set it down on your page. You do the flower and you do the mouse just the same way, but I'm going to show you here why I wasn't real concerned. Now this is still a little wet. Excuse me, still a little bit wet, so if I touch that, it's going to run, and it may do that for this video, so you're wanting to allow yourself some time to let this dry. Now, I'm using a darker color so you can see what I'm going to show you here. This just anchors this little guy down, right down to your page, and I'll show you why sometimes those little imperfections that when you kind of go outside the line, they just really don't matter. Especially when you set it down. And I'm just going to pretend that that part's color. I'm going to come right here. And I'm just going to add my shadow. This comes out to here, so I'm going to do just like so. Now, taking my larger round, and I use the number 2 on the flower because it's tiny little bits of area, and you just, so with your same thing, get water on your brush, touch it to your paper, and you're just going to kind of soften that around the edges. See? And here, we're really going to use some water. We're just softening that totally. And a little bit more water. Remember, this is watercolor paper. See how that softens that compared to that? And what you will end up with, okay, and you just continue going all the way around, and what you will end up with is a darling little image